You don't look too happy, Hal.
Aren't you worried about Ash?
Of course I am. But right now we need to focus on the threat to the city. It isn't safe for us outside the dome. And we don't have enough time to get all the sleeping residents to safety. Our only choice is to save the city. Okay, time to go.
Special Supervisor Hal Sion. Identification code confirmed. This private trial will commence shortly.
This is a private trial. All information disclosed during these proceedings is strictly confidential. Additionally, witness Keith Tozaki will be privy to the contents of this trial. Conditions in augmented dreaming continue to worsen. If news of the incident were to go public, further mental contamination would be unavoidable. Supervisor Sion, you are in charge of this case. Present your findings and indict the culprit immediately.
Start by making your case report.
The victim's name is Irie Clover. It appears she was a researcher at the Quantum Interference Research Institute. At 10:30 this morning, she was discovered dead in one of the hotel guest rooms. The scan of the body indicates the cause of death as hemorrhagic shock. Next, I'd like to discuss 4 suspicious details on the guest floor where the murder took place.
Go on.
Allow me to go over what we found during our investigation. First, there was Mr. Tozaki's ransacked room. The alarm issued from the staff room. The room the murder took place in. The darkened corridor. We need to establish exactly what happened at each of these locations. Time to submit our findings.
What did you find in Mr. Tozaki's room that relates to the incident?
The stolen property.
What took place in the staff room?
That's where the service drone was attacked.
What did you find in the room that was connected to the incident?
The implement used to bludgeon the victim. The weapon used in the murder.
I wonder how the culprit escaped.
We need to consider the culprit's escape route. They destroyed the security drone. That concludes my overview of the suspicious details found at the scene. Based on that, we can reconstruct the murder itself.
Based on this information, your reconstruction has a 71.6% plausibility rating. Unacceptable. Supervisor Sion, what are we to do with these fragments you offer? You must supplement your findings in the reconstruction space.
Understood.
Initiating crime scene reconstruction.
This is the hotel. The reconstruction is based on the whole floor, 30 minutes before the estimated time of death. Allow me to retrace the culprit's actions at the time of the incident. Here goes. At this point in time, 30 minutes before the incident, there are two people on the floor. Keith Tozaki, who'd returned to the hotel and was under constant surveillance. And the victim, Irie Clover. She'd been hiding in the room the murder took place in. Routine cleaning of the guest floor began. At this point, Mr. Tozaki moved to the lounge. The culprit arrived on the scene just as Keith left the guest floor. Judging from their lack of hesitation, my assumption is that the culprit knew the victim was staying at the hotel. The guest floor is patrolled by 2 drones. To succeed, the culprit needed to distract them. How did the culprit manage that and make it to the victim's room? Allow me to demonstrate. The culprit arrives on the guest floor. Let's trace their movements. Excuse me. Let's go.
Guest room 201. Cleaning complete.
At this point, a service drone left Mr. Tozaki's room after finishing cleaning. They then entered the staff room opposite. The culprit seized the opportunity and broke into Mr. Tozaki's room. There are 2 drones patrolling the floor. It would be impossible to evade both drones and reach the crime scene, which is why the perpetrator stole something from this room and destroyed the service drone. The culprit stole. Time to show them what the culprit took from this room. However, the culprit quickly opened the trunk and checked the contents. They then proceeded to steal one of the items they found inside. Right. Time to pick up the item they used to destroy the service drone. The weapon the culprit stole from Mr. Tozaki's room was the EMP weapon capable of disabling a drone.
That lines up with the service drone's log data.
That's how the culprit ransacked Mr. Tozaki's room and got their hands on a weapon. At this point, the culprit left the room with the item they stole. Then, after heading out into the corridor, the culprit spotted the service drone entering the staff room again. At this point, they had to make a snap decision. Follow the service drone into the staff room, or head to the scene of the crime. Time to reconstruct the culprit's actions. The culprit followed the service drone into the staff room. Once inside, they proceeded to destroy the drone. What did they use to accomplish this? The weapon they stole from Mr. Tozaki's room.
Hey.
The culprit disabled the drone using the EMP weapon they brought with them.
I think you're onto something here. It makes sense they'd use that to knock out the drone.
Now you've seen how the culprit disabled one of the drones patrolling the floor.
Abnormality detected in patrol matrix. Alert level 1. Initiating analysis of affected zone.
When the service drone was destroyed, the alert level for the entire floor was raised. The culprit then picked up the service drone's arm before any other drones arrived. From there, they made their way to the crime scene. The security drone headed to the staff room to check on the status of the broken service drone. With the coast clear, the culprit moved along the corridor at the rear of the floor. They avoided the security drone and headed to the room where the victim was. That's how they reached the room where the incident later took place. They then pressed the intercom button to lure the victim to the door. Hearing the intercom, the victim hurried to the door and opened it. In that moment, the culprit hit the victim on the head with the arm from the service drone. This is how the culprit gained access to the room victim Irie Clover had been hiding in. This room was being used by Supervisor Ash Shepard as part of his surveillance duties. The victim was spotted near the entrance to the clock tower the morning it rang out. I've personally seen her with what appeared to be a clock tower key. My hypothesis is the culprit attacked her in order to obtain the key. Given the state of the room, it's clear the culprit was looking for something specific. When searching the room, the culprit came across the projectile weapon. At this point, they noticed Miss Clover was beginning to regain consciousness. Before fleeing the room, the culprit turned the weapon on the victim. Here, the culprit aimed the weapon at the left side of the victim's chest and pulled the trigger. This was the fatal wound.
Your account matches up with the scan data from the corpse, pal.
That concludes my account of how the victim was killed in the hotel guest room. The culprit then fled the scene of the crime. When the culprit stepped into the corridor, the beta who overheard the sound of gunfire from the room came to investigate.
Abnormality detected. Eliminating target.
As the beta prepared to attack, the culprit This is it. The projectile weapon they were carrying. The impact sent the beta shot off course, destroying the device on the ceiling.
Ah, so that's how it happened.
And that shows you how the culprit avoided the drone's attack.
Abnormality detected in this sector. Releasing staff.
The culprit then proceeded to evade security and make their way to the elevator hall.
Issuing evacuation order.
Right after that is when we arrived at the scene. We didn't run into the culprit, though. Which begs the question, how did they escape from the guest floor? I need to try and retrace their escape route. The culprit entered the staff room, which was open when the evacuation alert went out, and left the building via the emergency exit. The culprit then fled the hotel. A little while after that, I arrived. I was with Mr. Tozaki, who was back at the hotel and under surveillance when we found the body. That concludes my account based on the findings of my investigation. The victim, Irie Clover. She was killed by someone who wanted to steal her clock tower key. I have reason to believe the culprit is still out there, on the run.
That was a truly impressive reconstruction. Every element of your argument was interlinked and well supported. I have no doubt your reconstruction is as close to the truth as we can hope to get. I hereby accept your findings. Very well, Supervisor Sion. All that remains is for you to indict the suspect.
How?
The culprit is... It's impossible to identify the culprit with the information we found at the crime scene.
Is there something bothering you?
Based on the evidence we found at the scene, all the signs seem to point to Ash. But that's purely circumstantial.
Nonetheless, removing confidential files from the Administration Bureau, harboring a fugitive, simply unthinkable conduct for a supervisor.
Eustace.
I hereby permit the use of firearms. If you find Supervisor Shepard, your orders are to bring him into custody.
That concludes this private trial.
Hal? Aren't you gonna go look for Ash?
Lily, let's go to the Bureau. We need to pay Elaine a visit. If I go back in time now, I should be able to stop the culprit. I can use Irie's gun to access the past and stop the culprit from killing her. I found the energy pack. Now's the only chance I'm going to get. Looks like they're in need of immediate counseling. I think they'll be okay now.
Sorry. I feel much better.
Great job, Hal. That was a very compelling reconstruction. By the way, I was planning on giving you this once the case was all wrapped up. Here, take it. It's information about the victim.
She was a researcher that disappeared from the city 12 years ago?
Indeed. Miss Irie Clover. It seems she was Professor Rumford's research assistant. Very capable, by all accounts.
Director General, I have a favor to ask. Could you show me her weapon?
What's got you so interested in that old thing? Still, I made a promise. Here you go. 12 years ago, researchers had special permission to carry weapons like this. Control bracelets didn't exist yet. Guns were a last resort in case variants got out of control. Apparently, researchers were even given firearms training. The energy reserves are empty. It's totally safe to carry around. Bring it back once you're done, okay?
Understood.
Is that her gun? What are you gonna do with it?
I couldn't do anything back then. But now I know where the energy pack is hidden. I ought to be able to change the past. If I go back to the point before she was shot and shoot the culprit in the hotel room instead, I might be able to save her and stop the culprit at the same time.
Huh? You better turn the output way down. Otherwise, you'll end up killing the culprit. You've got to be careful, mister.
I know, Lily. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Damn it! I knew I shouldn't have trusted them. I can't believe they'd steal the key and take off like that. Was that what they were after all this time? I need to get it back ASAP. Huh? Why? I let my guard down. Professor, I'm sorry.
No luck?
Yeah. It's no use. Not with the energy pack still in the trunk. I can't prevent her death like this. I need to interfere with the past and stop Ash from hiding the energy pack. Time to head back to the hotel room. Looks like I can use this to access the past.
I've got to do something. It's now or never. I'll leave this here, just in case. Sorry, Irie. It's all 'cause of this thing right here.
I couldn't do anything back then. I should be able to stop her from getting killed now.
Damn it! I knew I shouldn't have trusted them. I can't believe they'd steal the key and take off like that. Was that what they were after all this time? I need to get it back ASAP. Huh?
That's not Ash. So it was Maya who shot her?
Ah! Cecilia, so you're looking for the key too. But who's pulling your strings? I need to get to the bottom of this.
Wait, is this the parlor in the professor's house? When I changed the past, did I end up changing what happened in the present?
What's our next move?
I have a feeling I know who might have the clock tower key. You saw that girl in the lab coat too, right? Let's go look for her.
Look! There's Ash!
I wonder where he's heading.
How about taking after him?
No. We need to focus on finding the key.
Cecilia, so you're looking for the key too. But who's pulling your strings? I need to get to the bottom of this. Oh, it's you. Did you follow me here or something?
What are you doing to Maya?
Don't get any weird ideas, Missy! Maya's inside there!
Huh? Maya? You're talking about Maya Gannett? The variant? What happened to her? I see. So Maya's been asleep ever since the professor's experiment 3 years ago. And for some reason, her consciousness is trapped inside Cecilia? I've got some good news for you. Once the analysis is complete, you should be able to figure out whether the marionette killed the prof or not. And if they didn't, you'll have the evidence to prove it.
Really?
Yep. So leave me to it, okay? Oh, and do me a favor, would you? Head upstairs and keep a lookout. I'll let you know when I'm done.
It was Cecilia who attacked Irie in the hotel. After that, Irie must have brought Cecilia here with her. No.
Hal, Maya's disappeared. She must have gone while I was asleep.
No, it's okay. We're at the professor's house. Once things have calmed down, I'll bring her home. Will you keep an eye on her?
Of course.
Where did Lily get to? Asleep.
You've been on the go constantly. I thought I'd leave you to it. Don't worry, I was keeping watch for you. While you're giving me a head rub, you might have some bright ideas, mister. You must be so happy that you get to give me head rubs all the time.
You. I'm getting bored waiting for the analysis to finish. Wanna chat?
What were you doing with the clock tower key?
Wait. So you're looking for it too? It isn't here. That scumbag stole it.
That scumbag? I'm guessing she means Ash.
Anything else?
Do you have any idea where Ash is?
If I did, I'd already have caught him. He was playing at being a spy for the other cities, wasn't he? So maybe it's someone from the outside who's after the key.
What would the other cities want with the clock tower control key?
Maybe they think the tower is some kind of weapon or something? What you guys call the Nightfall catastrophe. The particle contamination 12 years ago sent the clock tower haywire and caused the disaster. The Eastern Desert got hit the hardest back then. I don't think anyone outside made the connection to the experiments here in the city. But if they did find out somehow, it's no wonder they'd see the clock tower as a threat. Either way, an outsider wouldn't be able to control it even if they wanted to. Only you variants are capable of that. Which is why the professor and I built the marionette. Anything else?
It seems like the professor predicted all of this from the start. He asked someone to take the key to the top of the clock tower once it started up again. Were you the person he was talking to 3 years ago?
Nope. I wasn't even in the city back then, and I hadn't been for a real long time. 12 whole years to be precise.
Do you have any idea who could have been cooperating with him?
Now that you mention it, I do. I mean, I can't say for certain.
Who was it?
How about figuring it out for yourself?
How did you get into the city?
If you really want to know, I'll tell you. I don't think you'll believe me, though. 12 years ago, an experiment took place here in the city. An experiment to fuse people's dreams with reality. It was a failure. The subject ran rampant. I took the key from the top floor of the clock tower to try and stop them. And the moment I did, I jumped forward 12 years.
Wait, you traveled through time?
On the day of the experiment, there was a complete temporal breakdown. Anything could have happened. Anyway, because I had the key with me when I time traveled, the clock tower got shut off. But since I arrived 3 days ago, it started up again. I think the professor knew I'd return to the clock tower one day. Which explains why he left me that message. You know, the one telling me to go to the underground lab in his house?
I don't get the impression she's lying to me.
No good, huh?
What's the problem?
I've tried a bunch of times, but I just can't crack the final security layer.
What do you mean, final security layer?
For some reason, the prof decided to install a cutting-edge authentication system in Cecilia. We need to dive into their personality substrate somehow. And complete the unlock symbol in the virtual memory space of whoever is connected. Ah, that's it. I'm literally a genius. You go. I'll stay here and support you. It looks like the professor tried connecting you with Cecilia 3 years ago. I'll just go ahead and restore that state. Okay? Right. Let's get started.
Biometric authentication. Irie Clover, QI Research Institute, Senior Researcher.
I'm ready. Take a good look. This is the unlock symbol, okay? It ought to be in there somewhere. You good to go?
So this is Estelia's final security layer. What is this place? Oh. This is a virtual space, based on the memories of whoever's connected to Cecilia, right? So I'm guessing this is one of my memories. I don't recognize any of this. It looks like an old village. There aren't any signs of life, though. It's as if the village was attacked and left to rot. Is this supposed to be a gravestone? I wonder who's buried here. Maya.
Hal.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. I just found myself like this. I must have gotten lost. I've never seen most of this stuff before. Hal, where are we?
I'm pretty sure this place is based on my memories.
Your memories? I see. We must be outside of the city. Maybe this is where you lived when you were little? Do you think we can go inside the house, too?
This place.
Hal, look behind you. Seems like the door is locked.
Wait, are we stuck in here now?
Hey, what's up with this pattern? Hal, look. It's like part of it is missing.
I think she's right. It looks like that unlock symbol she showed me.
This place is based on your memories, right?
Yeah, in theory. Wait a sec. Maybe the reason the space is incomplete is because my memories are incomplete. What are we supposed to do?
Wait, I think someone's here. What was that just now? Hal, look. It's like part of it is missing. What do you think this missing bit is? Did that kid we saw just now take it with them?
Looks like the space is being restored.
Whoa. Do you think this means we have to replace missing pieces to restore our surroundings? Let's head further in.
What do you think this is? It's glitched over here, too. I'm guessing something is missing.
I'm guessing it'll be another case of putting back whatever used to be here. Let's take a look around.
Looks like we managed to restore a little more of the space.
Shh! Look over there. It's glitched out over here, too.
This must be for making fires. An oven? Does that sound right to you? Weird to think that people used to have stuff like this in their homes.
I'm guessing we have to fit the missing pieces here.
Let's take a look around.
Nice. It's back to normal.
Yeah. Maya, look.
Let's get a bit closer.
That was definitely you as a kid.
Looks like you were right. This is where I used to live when I was little.
Hal, look over there. Something's glowing.
What's this? What's this?
Perfect fit.
So that was definitely part of the symbol.
Is it unlocked now?
Doesn't look like it. I think there are more parts to find.
Hal, look what's happening. The house looks pretty different.
What just happened?
The pattern hasn't changed. Looks like there are still pieces missing.
If what Iris said was true, the final security layer should get deactivated if we can complete the symbol. Then, if we can access Estelia's log, we'll be able to prove that Maya was innocent. We might even figure out how to wake her up. Maya, we need to complete that symbol on the door. I'm pretty sure the door will get unlocked if we do.
Let's take another look around. As we keep restoring this place, we're bound to find new parts.